Hi guys, welcome back to Explore Lab Science. Today we're going to do an experiment where you're going to make a rubber chicken bone. So the materials are super standard, but all you're going to need is a chicken bone. If you don't eat chicken or your family doesn't, maybe a friend might have a chicken bone for you, but most likely you can find one that someone's eaten off, and you just want to rinse and dry it off ahead of time. So just rinse it with some soap and water and dry it thoroughly and try to get any meat left over off. Try to get as much of that off as possible. You want to try and get it nice and clean. You're going to need household distilled vinegar, which is pretty affordable at the grocery store. Probably going to need about 2 to 3 cups depending on your bowl. And yes, you're going to need a jar bowl big enough to fit your bone, but that's all you need. So to get started, you can see I'm just placing my bones in a cup. So I had about 3, but you can just do this with 1 if you'd like. And I'm pouring in my vinegar to fill up the whole cup. And as you can see, I'm kind of pushing down a little bit because they're floating. And yeah, you just want to try and make sure they're immersed in the vinegar. So after you immerse your bones, you just want to set your container aside, and you're going to want to leave your bones sitting for about 7 to 8 days. And then after 7 to 8 days, you can check how they feel, and if they feel the same and they're still hard, you want to just let them soak for another 7 days and repeat until you notice a change. So here are some bones that were actually sitting for about 3 weeks, and as you can see, I'm able to bend them and they kind of feel rubbery, and you definitely would not be able to do this before they soak. So again, you can kind of see how they're bendable. They kind of almost look a little gray, so the color is a little bit different. But yeah, it's super cool and interesting. You normally don't get to feel bones like this, and it's just really fun and cool to play around with and show your family and friends, that you turned a hard chicken bone into a soft one. So it's just super interesting and fun. And now we're going to go into why this happened and the science behind it. So vinegar is considered a strong acid because of its low pH, which means it's high in hydrogen ion concentration, and vinegar is a strong enough acid to break down and dissolve the calcium that was in the chicken bones. And so calcium is responsible for maintaining our bone mass and supports the health of our bones, which applies to the chicken bone. And once the calcium was dissolved from the bones, no other nutrient was left to maintain the hardness, explaining the ability to bend the bone and the rubber-like texture. So while removing the calcium allowed us to make a rubber bone, in real life, the loss of calcium from our bones or a low calcium intake can result in brittle bone disease or osteoporosis. So again, calcium contributes to bone density, and so a lack of this causes our bones to be weaker and more vulnerable to fractures. And on the right, you can see at the top, the normal bone looks more compact and dense than the bottom image of the bone, which is how it might look like in osteoporosis, where it's less dense and it's more weak. And so for more information on osteoporosis in the skeletal system, you can actually check out our website, and there's information. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to check out michigan.gov/explorelabscience for more fun experiments and information on science.